What if I told you that the reason you keep catching every single cold and flu this winter has nothing to do with bad luck and everything to do with what you're not eating? Right now, while you're watching this video, your immune system is fighting off thousands of threats. But here's the thing most people don't realize. You could be making it work 10 times harder than it needs to simply because you're missing these 7 powerful foods from your diet. Stay with me, because by the end of this video, you're going to discover the exact superfoods that can turn your immune system from barely surviving to absolutely thriving this winter. And the best part, you won't need expensive supplements or a health insurance plan to afford them. Let's dive in. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. And if you're new here, make sure you hit that subscribe button, because we're all about giving you practical, science-backed health and fitness advice that actually works in the real world. Today we're talking about something that affects every single one of us, especially during these cold winter months, and that's our immune system. Now, I know what you're thinking. Another immune system video, right? But here's why this one's different. We're not going to talk about popping vitamin C tablets or buying expensive immune-boosting supplements that may or may not even work. Instead, we're focusing on 7 incredible superfoods that you can find at your local grocery store. Foods that have been scientifically proven to strengthen your immune system naturally and effectively. Before we jump into these 7 superfoods, let's talk quickly about why winter is such a challenging time for our immune system. You see, during winter months, we're spending more time indoors in close quarters with other people. The air is drier, which affects our respiratory defenses. We're getting less sunlight, which means less vitamin D production. And let's be honest, most of us are eating heavier comfort foods that aren't exactly nutritious. All of these factors combine to create the perfect storm for our immune system to struggle. But here's the good news. Nature has provided us with incredible foods that are specifically designed to help us thrive during these challenging months. Now, let me share something personal with you. A few years ago, I was that person who would get sick at least 3 or 4 times every winter. I'd catch whatever was going around, I'd be miserable for a week or two, and just when I'd recover, I'd catch something else. It was exhausting, and honestly, it was affecting my work, my workouts, and my entire quality of life. That's when I decided to really dig into the research and figure out what I was doing wrong. And what I discovered changed everything. These 7 superfoods that I'm about to share with you became my secret weapons. And I haven't had a serious cold or flu in over 2 years now. So let's get into it. Superfood number 1, and this one might surprise you, is citrus fruits. Now, I know you're probably thinking, duh, everyone knows about vitamin C and oranges. But hear me out, because there's so much more to this story than just basic vitamin C. Yes, citrus fruits like oranges, grapefruits, lemons, and limes are packed with vitamin C. But what most people don't realize is that vitamin C is just one part of the puzzle. These fruits also contain powerful bioflavonoids, which are plant compounds that actually help your body absorb and utilize vitamin C more effectively. Think of bioflavonoids as vitamin C's best friend. They make sure that vitamin C doesn't just pass through your system, but actually gets to work where it's needed most. The really cool thing about citrus fruits is that they help increase the production of white blood cells, which are literally your body's soldiers fighting off infections. But here's the key. You can't just drink a glass of orange juice once in a while and expect miracles. Your body doesn't store vitamin C, so you need to consume it regularly throughout the winter months. I personally start every single morning with half a grapefruit or a glass of fresh lemon water. And then I make sure to include some form of citrus in my diet every day. It's simple, it's affordable, and it works. Superfood number 2 is garlic. And this is where things get really interesting. Garlic has been used for centuries as a medicinal food, and modern science has finally caught up to what ancient healers knew all along. This stuff is powerful. When you crush or chop garlic, it releases a compound called allicin. And allicin is like a natural antibiotic and antiviral powerhouse all rolled into one. Studies have shown that people who consume garlic regularly have fewer colds, and when they do get sick, they recover faster than people who don't eat garlic. But here's what makes garlic truly special for your immune system. It doesn't just fight off bacteria and viruses, it actually helps modulate your immune response, which means it helps your immune system respond appropriately without going into overdrive. This is crucial because sometimes our immune symptoms, like fever and inflammation, are actually our immune system overreacting. garlic helps keep everything balanced. Now, I'm not saying you need to eat raw garlic cloves every day, although some people swear by that, but try to incorporate fresh garlic into your cooking as much as possible. I add minced garlic to my stir-fries, my soups, my roasted vegetables, pretty much everything savory that I make. And here's a pro tip. After you chop or crush your garlic, let it sit for about 10 minutes before cooking it. This waiting period allows the allicin to fully develop and become more potent. It's a small step that makes a big difference. Moving on to superfood number 3, and this one is absolutely delicious: ginger. Ginger is another ancient remedy that science has validated as a legitimate immune booster. This spicy root contains powerful compounds called gingerols and chagalls, which have incredible anti-inflammatory and antioxidant properties. But what I love most about ginger is how it specifically helps with respiratory health, which is super important during winter when we're dealing with colds and flu. Ginger helps reduce inflammation in your airways, it can help clear congestion, and it even has natural antimicrobial properties that can help fight off the infections that cause respiratory illness in the first place. I've personally experienced this. Whenever I feel like I might be coming down with something, I immediately make myself a strong ginger tea. I take a big chunk of fresh ginger, about an inch or two. I slice it up, and I simmer it in hot water for about 15 minutes. Then I add a little bit of honey and lemon, and I sip on that throughout the day. It's soothing, it's warming, and it genuinely helps my body fight off whatever's trying to take hold. Beyond just tea, you can add fresh ginger to your smoothies, your stir-fries, your soups, even your baking. The key is to use fresh ginger whenever possible because it contains higher levels of those beneficial compounds compared to dried ginger powder. Superfood number 4 is something that often gets overlooked, and that's leafy green vegetables. Specifically, things like spinach, kale, and Swiss chard. Now, I know leafy greens aren't as exciting as some exotic superfood from the Amazon rainforest, but stay with me because these vegetables are absolute powerhouses for your immune system. Leafy greens are loaded with vitamins A, C, and E, all of which are crucial for immune function. But they also contain folate and other B vitamins that help your body produce new immune cells. Think about it this way. Your immune system is constantly producing new cells to replace old ones and to ramp up when you're fighting an infection. Without adequate nutrients, especially B vitamins, your body can't produce these cells efficiently. It's like trying to build a house without enough bricks. Leafy greens also contain something really special called beta, which your body converts into vitamin A. Vitamin A is essential for maintaining the health of your mucous membranes, which are your first line of defense against pathogens. Your respiratory tract, your digestive tract, even your eyes have mucous membranes that act as barriers keeping germs out. When these barriers are strong and healthy, you're much less likely to get sick in the first place. I try to eat at least one big serving of leafy greens every single day. Sometimes it's a huge spinach salad for lunch. Sometimes I blend a handful of spinach into my morning smoothie where you can't even taste it. And sometimes I saute some kale with garlic. See how we're combining these superfoods as a side dish for dinner? The versatility of leafy greens makes them easy to incorporate into any meal. Now let's talk about superfood number 5. And this one is both delicious and incredibly powerful: turmeric. Turmeric is that bright yellow spice that's commonly used in curry, and it contains a compound called curcumin that has some of the most potent anti-inflammatory and immune-boosting properties of any food on the planet. Chronic inflammation is one of the biggest enemies of a healthy immune system because it basically keeps your immune system in a constant state of alert, which wears it down over time. Curcumin helps reduce this chronic inflammation, which allows your immune system to function more efficiently and respond more effectively when real threats come along. Studies have shown that curcumin can actually enhance antibody responses, which means your body gets better at recognizing and neutralizing pathogens. It also acts as a powerful antioxidant, protecting your immune cells from damage caused by free radicals. Now, here's the catch with turmeric. Curcumin isn't very well absorbed by the body on its own, but there's a simple solution. You need to consume it with black pepper. Black pepper contains a compound called piperine that increases curcumin absorption by up to 2,000%. That's not a typo, 2,000%. So whenever you use turmeric, always add a pinch of black pepper. I make what I call my immune-boosting golden milk several times a week. I heat up some plant-based milk, add a teaspoon of turmeric powder, a pinch of black pepper, a little bit of cinnamon, and some honey, and it's like a warm, comforting hug for your immune system. You can also add turmeric to your rice, your soups, your roasted vegetables, or even your scrambled eggs. Just remember that pinch of black pepper. Superfood number 6, and this is a big one, is mushrooms. Specifically, varieties like shiitake, maitake, and reishi. Mushrooms are fascinating because they contain unique compounds called beta-glucans that directly activate and strengthen your immune system. These beta-glucans basically train your immune cells to be more effective at identifying and destroying harmful invaders. It's like sending your immune system to boot camp to make it stronger and more efficient. Different types of mushrooms have different immune-boosting properties, but they all share this common benefit of enhancing immune function. Shiitake mushrooms, for example, have been shown to improve the function of T cells, which are crucial for fighting off viral infections. Maitake mushrooms can help increase the activity of natural killer cells, which are your body's first responders to cancer cells and virus-infected cells. And reishi mushrooms have been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, specifically for immune support. Now, you might be thinking, where do I even find these mushrooms? The good news is that shiitake and maitake are becoming increasingly common in regular grocery stores. You can find them fresh or dried in most places. Reishi is a bit harder to find fresh, but you can get reishi powder or extract from health food stores or online, and you can add it to your smoothies or tea. I try to include mushrooms in my diet at least 3 to 4 times a week. I love adding sliced shiitake mushrooms to my stir-fries, my omelets, or my soups. If you're using dried mushrooms, you need to rehydrate them first by soaking them in hot water for about 20 minutes, and then you can use them just like fresh mushrooms. Don't throw away that soaking water though. It's full of flavor and nutrients, so use it as a base for soups or to cook your rice. And finally, superfood number 7, which might be the most important one of all, is fermented foods like yogurt, kefir, sauerkraut, and kimchi. This is all about your gut health, and here's why that matters for your immune system. About 70 to 80% of your immune system actually lives in your gut. That's not an exaggeration. The majority of your immune cells are located in and around your digestive tract. This makes sense when you think about it, because your digestive system is one of the main entry points for pathogens. Everything you eat and drink has to pass through your gut, so your body stations most of its immune defenses there. The health of your gut microbiome, which is the collection of trillions of bacteria and other microorganisms living in your digestive tract, has a massive impact on how well your immune system functions. When you have a diverse, healthy gut microbiome, your immune system is strong and balanced. When your gut microbiome is out of whack, your immune system suffers. Fermented foods are packed with beneficial probiotics, which are live bacteria that help populate and diversify your gut microbiome. Regular consumption of fermented foods has been shown to reduce the frequency and severity of respiratory infections, improve immune response to vaccines, and even reduce inflammatory conditions. I eat some form of fermented food every single day. Usually, it's a cup of plain yogurt with some berries for breakfast. Or sometimes, I'll have a small serving of sauerkraut or kimchi with my lunch or dinner. If you're new to fermented foods, start slowly, because they can cause some digestive discomfort if your system isn't used to them. Begin with small amounts and gradually increase. And make sure you're choosing products that contain live active cultures. Not all yogurts and fermented foods do, so check the labels. So there you have it. The 7 winter superfoods that can naturally boost your immune system: citrus fruits, garlic, ginger, leafy greens, turmeric, mushrooms, and fermented foods. Now, I want to be really clear about something. These foods are not magic bullets. You can't eat oranges and garlic for one day and expect to never get sick again. The key to making these superfoods work for you is consistency. You need to incorporate them into your regular diet throughout the winter months and really all year round. Think of your immune system like a muscle. You can't go to the gym once and expect to be strong forever. You need to keep training it, keep nourishing it, keep supporting it day after day. These 7 superfoods give you the tools to do exactly that. I also want to address something important. While these superfoods are incredibly powerful, they work best as part of an overall healthy lifestyle. You also need to prioritize sleep, manage your stress, stay hydrated, exercise regularly, and avoid things that suppress your immune system like excessive alcohol and smoking. These foods will absolutely help strengthen your immune system. but they're not going to cancel out the effects of only sleeping for hours a night or being chronically stressed. It's about creating a comprehensive approach to health. One more thing I want to mention, and this is something I'm really passionate about. Building a strong immune system through nutrition is one of the most affordable forms of healthcare available. Every single one of these superfoods can be found at a regular grocery store, and none of them are expensive, especially when you compare them to the cost of being sick, missing work, buying over-the-counter medications, or paying for doctor visits. This is preventive health that's accessible to everyone, regardless of your health insurance situation. You don't need a prescription. You don't need approval from an insurance company. You just need to make smart choices at the grocery store. That's empowering, and that's something I think more people need to realize. So here's what I want you to do after watching this video. First, take a screenshot or write down these 7 Then, next time you go grocery shopping, make sure you pick up at least a few of them. Start incorporating them into your meals this week. You don't have to eat all 7 every single day, just aim to include a variety of them throughout your week. Maybe Monday you have a spinach smoothie with some ginger. Tuesday you make a stir-fry with garlic and mushrooms. Wednesday you have yogurt with berries for breakfast and a citrus fruit for a snack. You get the idea. Make it simple, make it sustainable, and most importantly, make it delicious. These superfoods shouldn't feel like medicine you're forcing down. They should be foods you genuinely enjoy eating. I'd love to hear from you in the comments. Which of these 7 superfoods do you already eat regularly? Which ones are new to you that you're excited to try? And do you have any favorite recipes that include these immune-boosting ingredients? Share them down below, because we're all in this together and we can all learn from each other. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up. It really helps the algorithm show this content to more people who could benefit from it. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss our future videos, where we dive deep into practical health and fitness strategies that actually work. Remember, your health is your wealth, and investing in your immune system through these natural superfoods is one of the best investments you can make. Stay healthy, stay strong, and I'll see you in the next video.